guys, this is Luke and Todd from the Scoundrel's Cantina, and welcome to a very special LEGO Star Wars set review with an upgrade to it. In this video, we'll be reviewing a set that we've been waiting for a long time.
A long time.
It is of course the 501st Legion Clone Troopers set, whose number is 75280. Technically, this isn't considered a battle pack set, but we consider it as one due to the great army building capabilities, although it's much more than a battle pack because it also has great builds in it. This set is based on the amazing Star Wars The Clone Wars series, as it's where we first see a 501st themed AT-RT Walker and BARC Speeder. Due to the box art, by our best guess this is based on Season 7's 9th episode called Old Friends Not Forgotten, which begins with a battle on the planet Yabana. There's no real confirmation that it's actually Yabana, except that in the background of the battle we see that there are forests all around, and also in the set we specifically get a 501st Clone Jet Trooper, which is also seen at the Battle of Yabana. Anyway, Todd the Scoundrel will be reviewing this beauty of a set, and we'll be starting off with the minifigures, after which comes the upgraded set itself. So let's begin.
Well, hello there. Now the first two minifigures are regular Separatist battle droids, which we have reviewed countless times, and all we're going to say about them is that they're a fine addition to the ever-growing LEGO droid army.
A fine addition to my collection.
Next up, we have three completely the same regular Phase 2 501st Clone Troopers, which is one of the best, if not the very best thing about this set. It is one of the reasons why Luke bought 3 of these sets, as it's a great army builder, and not to mention that we've been waiting for this set for years.
With 1 million more well on the way.
Here's a comparison with the previous version of the 501st Clone Trooper. As you can see, the clones from this set no longer have the original Clone Wars variant of the clone face, nor do they have the standard LEGO movie version of any type of trooper from Star Wars, which is really refreshing. Their skin color is a bit darker as it should be, and they're more accurate than they ever were up until this point. The prints on them are much more detailed than on the previous version of the 501st Trooper, both on the helmet, the torso, and the legs, which is a major upgrade. Probably the only things that we dislike about these 501st Troopers in comparison to the previous version is that they no longer use blue arms, as well as that the pieces that hold their legs together are now white instead of black. With that said, first we're going to change the white leg pieces into the black ones so that you can see the difference between them and how much it actually looks better, well at least by our opinion. Next up, we're going to change the white arms into the blue ones on the already upgraded 501st Trooper. By our opinion, this is what they should have all looked like in the set from the beginning, but we kinda get that LEGO wanted to make the Jet Troopers stand out with the blue arms next to the regular Troopers. Nonetheless, when compared to the previous 501st Trooper now, the new upgraded one definitely looks much better because now everything's in place and much more detailed. However, when the newer 501st Trooper is without the upgrade that we gave them, to us, the old one is much better. So in the end, we still much more prefer the older version because it's much more dear to us, but nonetheless, these 3 troopers are fabulous any way you put it. Also, there's a very good innovation with the longer rifle, as it has a different piece on it that makes it look much more like the real DC-15A blaster rifle. So with that said, let's move along. Next and final minifigure in this set is a Phase 2 501st Clone Jet Trooper, which was originally first seen in the unfinished episodes of the Bad Batch arc, although when the episodes were fully animated, they were replaced with Mace Windu's troopers and the 212th Attack Battalion ones. Most of you probably know them because of EA's Star Wars Battlefront 2, where they were heavily featured.
Alright man, hang in there a little longer. Yes, sir.
In the end, story-wise, they were seen at the Battle of Yabana in Season 7's Episode 9 of the Clone Wars, as was said earlier. This minifigure has some awesome and unique helmet prints along with its torso compared to the rest of the regulars. His legs on the other hand are completely the same, along with the white piece holding the legs. At the back, he has a blue jetpack, which was the right choice for this minifigure. The only thing that Luke is changing with this guy is the white leg piece into a black one because it simply looks better. All in all, this is an awesome minifigure, which is great to see in LEGO form. So now let's move on to the set review. Alright, so the first vehicle up is the 501st themed BARC Speeder, which was seen throughout the Clone Wars series, both when the clones had Phase 1 Clone Trooper armor, as well as in Phase 2 armor, making this a universally great vehicle to have for the Clone Wars era. Its design was visibly inspired by the BARC Speeder with a sidecar set, whose number is 75012, although it's in a blue and gray color and has a lot of better looking pieces on it. Sadly, everything on it is a sticker and there are no printed pieces at all. You have some stud shooters at the front, which are basically useless by our opinion, and some gun emplacements behind the seat where standard blaster pieces were used. This is what the BARC Speeder looks like with the 501st Clone Trooper on it. Now that you've briefly seen what the original looks like, here's the comparison to the upgraded version of it. As you can see, the front of the speeder doesn't have the stud shooters anymore, and it's simply been tiled and sloped up in order to look better and more realistic. At the very back of the speeder, there used to be a black piece that unnecessarily stood out too much, which was replaced with better light gray pieces there that made more sense. The regular blaster pieces that are used as gun emplacements are to us a waste of blasters, which is why we borrowed the idea from these white and green BARC speeders from the Clone Trooper Battle Pack, whose number is 7913, and used their type of blasters, which we think look much better. The last mini upgrade is adding a printed 1x1 speed gauge piece right next to the seat in order for it to have more details. Overall, the speeder looks great, especially with the upgrade now, but is just a bit too big in size. We think that the white and green BARC speeder is the perfect size for a speeder, and to us are still the best nonetheless, which brings up the idea to make a 501st variant of one, because why not?
Try and keep up, clone.
Now we have the 501st ATRT Walker, which is the second vehicle in this set, setting it apart from being just a simple battle pack, but much more. Overall, it looks good for such a small LEGO set where you get a lot of stuff, but compared to the previous version of the 501st ATRT set, it simply cannot compare in good looks. There is only one printed piece on it, which is the control panel, while everything else uses stickers, although in the end it still looks good and it's hardly visible. This is what it looks like when you put a 501st Trooper at the helm of the ATRT Walker, just so you can see. It has some nice details all around that are from the sides and the back of the Walker, although the front is the best looking part. Here we have another stud shooter piece which can move, which is something we really don't like about it, as it takes a lot away from the look of the Walker. The stickers look really good on their places, especially the 501st part, although in the upper part where it's dark blue it feels like something is missing though. The part where it's quite downgraded to the previous version are definitely the legs of the Walker. From the side, they don't look that bad at all as you can see, but when you look at them from the front, there is simply nothing there, and it's quite empty. Now side by side, next to our favorite version of the 501st ATRT, you can see how one has all sorts of slopes and tiles and vent pieces to make it work, while the other has literally nothing. The actual feet of the Walker are not too bad, as it's much smaller in comparison to the original one, but the color schemes simply look much better on the older one. Now here's the comparison to the standard Walker from this set and Luke's upgraded one. At first, the blaster cannon in the front is completely changed in order for it to actually look like a blaster, while at the same time it's movable as it used to be before. The upper part of the Walker was left unchanged as it looked completely fine before, as is the vehicle's strongest point. Coming down to the legs, the area where there used to be nothing has been upgraded into something similar that the older 501st ATRT Walker has, as it was the inspiration for the upgrade here. Now the legs are no longer empty and have more details when you look at them both from the sides and especially from the front. Basically, that is all that was needed to make this set so much better. All in all, this Walker is very good for the size of the set it's in and is now even better, but at the end of the day it still cannot compare itself to its previous version as it's much more superior. Just imagine if the older version of it came with 4 501st Clone Troopers, it would have simply been the greatest clone battle pack ever.
Anyway guys, the 501st Legion Clone Trooper set is one that I've always wanted to have, and I've gotta say I'm very happy with it, despite the nitpicks that I've got about the minifigures and the set builds. It is very recommended for everyone anyway, as it's basically after all the 501st Clone Trooper Battle Pack, and we love it. Anyway guys, this is it on a set review, and we hope you all enjoyed it, and if you did, be sure to check out our other videos and subscribe. The links to the playlist for other set reviews will be in the description down below, as well as the playlist to our mock reviews and custom minifigure builds. Before we end this, be sure to check out my room tour video, in which you can see my whole LEGO Star Wars collection, and after you watch it, tell us in the comments down below what you want us to review next. The link for it is also in the description down below, and we hope you enjoyed the slideshow now at the end. Anyway, remember guys, God is awesome, may the Force be with you always, and we'll see you in another video, you Rebel Scum. Have an awesome day, bye bye.